What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. If you guys are new to the channel, do me a favor and hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content that we have coming out. And with this video, we are jumping into Task Force Z. This will be issue number 5, and if you have not been keeping up with this series, go ahead, check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It is going to get you completely caught up on everything going on with our zombie line, because that's really what this comes down to. Amanda Waller and individuals like Amanda Waller, aka Two-Face, who is trying to be an Amanda Waller wannabe, they have been using Lazarus resin. This resin has been coming from Lazarus Island, and we see this covered in the Robin issues. With this resin making its way out into the world, there is an underground market, and everyone is trying to get their hands on it. And we last left off with Red Hood and his team facing off against another Suicide Squad led by Beast. Be sure to buy the comic, support the industry, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into this issue, we are picking up at the secret laboratory with our two Suicide Squads facing off against one another. And right now, everyone is in a standoff. Because this secret laboratory, all of the guards are freaking zombies. Once dead, now brought back to life with the Lazarus resin. And our two Suicide Squads, they came here to try to shut this place down. Red Hood quickly recognizing that this situation isn't one he wants himself in or his team in, they decide maybe it's time to get out of here. That if everyone drops their weapons, they will just walk away. And though this isn't really ideal, the doctor here says why not? Go ahead, I'll agree to this. But on the other hand, Beast, he wants nothing to do with this team leaving, letting them know that nobody can leave. But the truth is, KG Beast, he is here for all of them. Because KG Beast and his team, they were sent by Amanda Waller. Red Hood trying to let him know that they are federal agents and they are working to shut down this Lazarus resin ring. KG Beast is saying that he is the same exact thing. The only difference is he is actually a federal agent, while you and Two-Face, you guys aren't that. Because Red Hood, he doesn't know that any support Two-Face had, it has all been pulled from him. And so, by the law, Red Hood and his team, they are working solo, out of jurisdiction, not represented by any government form. Unfortunately for all of them, this is when things begin to go sideways, because freaking Man-Bat, he grabs one of these guards and he just starts ripping him to pieces. So any chance of diplomacy, it all just went straight out the window. Meanwhile, back at the chop shop, we have Two-Face. He is trying to figure out what his clone doctors are doing. Right now, just playing chess with a chimp who appears to have his cognitive ability enhanced with this helmet on his head. The clones, they are currently losing to this little monkey. And Two-Face, he just snaps because everything is falling apart. They have their support, it has been funded. Their probationary period, it has now ended, and they have not been brought on board. But Two-Face, he can calm down just a little bit because there is some good news. But there's also a little bit of bad news, at least for Two-Face and his operation. Because right now, the problem is that Lazarus resin, it brings dead cells back to life and recreates missing ones. But the tissue in some of these subjects is beginning to reject the resin. And that's because of too much exposure to the Lazarus resin. And because of that, cellular regrowth, it has been slowing down, so it is taking longer to resurrect dead individuals. Not only that, they are running out of Lazarus resin. With them being out of this resin, they have been diluting it, and diluting it, they have really been getting mixed results. But lucky for them, they were able to resurrect him. And when I say him, they were able to resurrect Bane. with him inside of this pit, looking deformed more than likely because of the diluted Lazarus resin. Nonetheless, Bane is back. And that is what's going to take us back to the secret laboratory, and all hell is breaking loose. Man-Bat versus Grundy, Red Hood versus KG Beast. Arkham Knight over there just trying to take out as many of these guards as she can. And in the midst of all of this chaos and mayhem, we have the Doctor trying to make her getaway, only to be intercepted by Bloom. Bloom has been working in the background this entire time, not really understanding what his end goal is going to be, but what he really wants is to be able to escape. He wants freedom. He wants this collar off of his neck. Now, the good Doctor, she doesn't want to do so. Knowing what he is capable of, knowing everything that he has ever done, this is something that she doesn't want to do. But at the end, she ends up doing it. And that is because he is the one person that knows the formula that can help her out. Meanwhile, the fight going on the outside is not looking good for Red Hood and his team. With his team just getting their butts kicked, Red Hood is the last one left standing, and he had no chance against this entire Suicide Squad. And though Red Hood, he really wants to try to talk this out, at the end of the day, Red Hood knows what he can do and how much damage he is going to bring down on them regardless of what happens here. So trying to have some kind of diplomacy, KG Beast does not care, because the truth is, he had come here with one mission, and that was to clear out this laboratory, and that includes Red Hood and his team. But the mission for them is not complete. With Bloom and the Doctor now on the loose, KG Beast wants communications with Waller, because even if they didn't complete the mission, at least half of it is done, and he knows that she is going to want to talk to Red Hood. And so as Task Force Z has been taken off the map, we pick up with Bloom. Now Bloom, he has already killed the Doctor. He made quick work of her. And that's what leads him to the headquarters of Powers International. Meeting up with the CEO, he has a proposition for her. Because what he has done is he has made it to where he has killed every doctor that may be able to help her out, making him the last individual to ever work on this serum. And this is what Bloom has been doing in the background this entire time, bringing her the head of Man-Bat, with him having Lazarus resin throughout his blood, with him getting an extremely high dose, at least that's what appeared in the last issue. Bloom will be attempting to create the formula that nobody else can, with him being the only one to know the steps to get this formula complete, because he killed everybody else that may know. And he knows that the CEO is going to accept this offer because she cares about money over everything else, about making the shareholders money. And if they can get this formula down, they will become one of the most prosperous and richest companies to ever exist. But that's what's going to take us to Red Hood, Deadshot, and KG Beast. With Red Hood and Deadshot currently chained up, KG Beast is torturing them, messing with them, having a good old time. But we see Amanda Waller come on a screen, and she is just letting Red Hood know that he failed, that he was on the wrong side. Two-Face is a joke, his paperwork has been pulled, and what I am doing at this point is tying up loose ends. Amanda Waller about ready to head on her Earth 3 war. Because what we have seen, Amanda Waller is creating so many freaking Suicide Squads. Like at this point, I have lost count on how many Suicide Squads she has out there operating, doing different things to get her end goal. But with Amanda Waller on the run, this is her tying up loose ends, ensuring that there is nothing she has to worry about when she leaves. And so telling KG Beast to exterminate both Red Hood and Deadshot. We see Deadshot break free of his chains, jumping in front of Red Hood. He takes these shots, and with him dying on the ground, KG Beast, he really is just loving all of this. Loving the opportunity to torture and kill one of the Bat family. And, you know, he goes on this whole tangent about how now he's a good guy and Red Hood's the bad guy, and it's all a subjective thing, so on and so forth. The guy is just an absolute psychopath. Not recognizing that you torturing people and shooting unarmed individuals definitely makes you the bad guy. Even if you are federally sanctioned, you are still a POS. And as he sits here and he begins torturing Red Hood, taking a knife and stabbing it into his side, giving him cuts all over his body, Red Hood is trying to let him know that Waller is playing him. And KG Beast, he lets him know that he is the one being played. Because the truth is, look around you. You have no friends. There is no Two-Face. There is no team. There is nothing. Where is your employer? Where is the great Two-Face when you need him the most? And as he says that, they look over to their side, and we see Freeze, we see Two-Face, and we see Bane. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Alright, so in terms of this just being pure fun, this issue was a lot of fun. Now, in terms of what the heck are you guys writing? I have to ask, what the heck are they writing right now? There are so many Suicide Squads, there are so many crazy things going on. It actually makes me very happy that Suicide Squad is coming to an end, because this is becoming so diluted with so many teams. While it's a lot of fun, it's kinda cool, I'm ready for Red Hood to move on past all of this crap that they are doing. And it looks like he is going to be getting the help of Damian Wayne. We see this happening in the Robin series that is currently ongoing. And so it really looks like we're finally coming to an end. With Suicide Squad ending at issue number 15, with our Teen Titans Academy ending at 15, we're starting to wrap up some of these stories. And I'm really excited that Task Force Z is going to be coming to an end. Because like I already mentioned, I'm ready for Red Hood to be somewhere else, for him to be doing something else. Now, we know he's been running undercover for Batman, trying to figure out what the heck is going on here. But with Batman currently being out of Gotham City, Red Hood is all on his own. And now being on his own, he is having to rely on people like Two-Face. But it looks like relying on him might actually pay off, because they show up with a completely disfigured Bane, ready to take on KG Beast. But with Lazarus Resin running low, with the Suicide Squads being numbered, all of them starting to get wiped out one by one, it is only a matter of time before everything comes to a head, and this operation is no longer feasible. The only spin on this is what Bloom is doing, because if Bloom can work on this formula and make this transformation permanent, which is what he wants to do for himself, we could see a whole market open up to the elite, to the rich, to the extremely evil that have a lot of money, so on and so forth. But what I really think we're going to see is this whole plan get thwarted, and they're really going to come out, destroy all of the Lazarus Resin, and then all of our stories are going to go in their separate directions. Maybe we're going to have some resurrections in here, maybe we're going to have some people that are going to be permanently healed. But this is a good opportunity for them to kind of cut the fat off of this. What characters do we want to keep? What characters do we want to keep dead? But yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your theories. If you have not yet, do me a favor, hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content that we have coming out, and until the next breakdown.